Hello plant people, in this episode we are going to look at 12 plants that are easy to care for, in no particular order. The first plant on my list is again Begonia. This plant has done nothing for me except growing new leaves. The young leaf is red crimson or crimson red. As it grows older it turns to greyish pink and later on pinkish grey. I keep this plant in shade and water them twice a week. The next plant is a fern, Microsordium punctatum. This is also an easy plant to care for. I put it in the shades and water it 3 times a week. Fertilizer, I give them liquid fertilizer once every fortnight. The next on the list is the Aglaonema. The Aglaonemas are very versatile plant. You can put them in the shades or in the sun. You can water it, overwater it a little, or maybe underwater it a little. It wouldn't mind. It's like a titanium. It's very hard to kill them. Fertilizer, I give them once every 2 weeks. Organic fertilizer. Next on the list is Caladium lindeni. I put them in the shades and water them 3 times a week, but they do get some morning sunlight. Fertilizer, again liquid fertilizer every 2 weeks. The next plant is Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. This plant originates from Malaysia. It was quite slow at the beginning, but once it reaches a certain height, it grows like crazy. And it maintains the leaf for a long period of time. So far, I've only had 1 or 2 yellow leaves. Next is Alocasia lauterbachyiana. Alocasias are usually very finicky plants, so I'm quite surprised that this one is easy to care for. I keep them in partial shade and water them 3 times a week. The next plant is a Piper samantosum. It is also known as daun kaduk. I keep them in partial shade and water them 3 times a week. This plant is actually an edible plant, very popular in Thailand. Next is Plan.T lobesiana. This pretty plant is quite easy to care for. I put them in partial shade and water them 3 times a week. In terms of fertilizer, I give them organic fertilizer once every 2 weeks. The next plant is Philodendron hastatum. This pretty plant has got greyish silver leaves. This is the juvenile form. I keep them in shades and water them 3 times a week. Fertilizer, I give them once every 2 weeks. This one is the adult version or the matured version, where you can see it looks like a sword, hence the name Philodendron silver sword. Next is the Dieffenbachia, or is it the Dieffenbachia? I have no idea. I kept them in partial shade and water them 3 times a week, and I fertilize them once every fortnight. Next on the list is Anthurium germanii. Again the same treatment, partial shade, water 3 times a week and fertilize once every fortnight. The last plant in this episode is the Siderasis fuscata, or is it fascata. But again, the same treatment, partial shade, water 3 times a week and fertilize once every fortnight.